Welcome to the King Julian Show. I'm King Julian, and I'm so glad you're here today because we have a special guest lined up for you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I give to you the one, the only, the world famous, Sir Fernando Luigi Marcato IV.
Thank you, no stop. No, you really shouldn't have. Well, unless you see my extensive trophy case, I actually brought one of my trophies from home. Right here. His name is Jimmy. I'll say hi to the camera, Jimmy. Oh, he's a little shot. Alright, I see. It's alright. I've travelled the world, but it's now your privilege today to have me here with you guys. Yes, indeed.
Well, thank you, sir. Now, you may be wondering why I asked him here today. Well, today's story is a dramatic one. And what a better way to tell the story than having a product interpretation of the story.
There's no better way.
Right, well, if you were with us last week...
Why, I wasn't here last week. I was singing at a prestigious birthday party for the Queen.
Actually, if you were here with us last week, you'll remember that Jesus came through for Peter, and Peter dropped everything to follow him. We good? The disciples had experienced some amazing things while following Jesus, things they had never seen before. Jesus had just got done feeding 1,000 people. In the amazing part, he only had 2 loaves of bread and 5 fish.
Fish and bread! Fish and bread! Oh, I mean fish and chips. That's right, fish and chips.
Wow, that was quite an entrance. Maybe not so loud next time.
Oh, alright, I got you. Fish and bread, fish and bread, fish and chips, fish and bread and chips, fish and bread.
After feeding 5,000 men...
And women and children! Oh, and also cute little bunny rabbits, I love those.
Yes, I was getting there. After feeding 5,000 men, plus women and children, the disciples were very exhausted. So maybe they were hoping for a relaxing night around the campfire.
Kumbaya, kumbaya. Actually, if we're going to have a fire, can we get some s'mores? That sounds really good right now.
A relaxing night around the campfire, talking with Jesus about what they had seen that day.
Fish and bread, fish and bread. Oh, I always forget to say chips. Fish and chips, fish and chips. There you go, that's a little better.
Got it, but Jesus had other plans in mind. Check it out. Immediately, he made the disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side, while he dismissed the crowds.
Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Oh. You got to pray just to make it today.
Where in the world did you get that tambourine?
Oh, I pulled it out of my hat. It's like a refrigerator up in there.
Anyways, Jesus was by himself praying on the mountainside, while the disciples got into a bit of trouble. Because it was on the mountainside, the winds grew very strong.
Oh, wait. I got something. Oh. Whoa.
What in the world are you doing now?
I'm making wind.
And the waves began to pound the boat. I bet the disciples were quite scared, but it was nothing compared to what they were about to experience. How did you do that?
Pure talent.
And in the 4th watch of the night, he came to them, walking on the sea.
He walked on the water. Bam, 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 bam. I wish I could play guitar. I really do.
Now, I get it. It's just, well, amazing. I mean, the disciples took hours to fight their way out of that water. And now he's walking. Jesus is walking on it. I mean, they must have been happy, right?
Wrong! You are so wrong!
But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, "It's a ghost!" And they cried out in fear. They didn't recognize that it was Jesus. I mean, it's not every day that you see somebody walking on water. But I mean, this is Jesus we're talking about here. He called out to the disciples, "Be brave, it is I, don't be afraid." Peter boldly spoke up, "If that is really you, Jesus, and not some ghost, tell me to walk out to you." Peter did it. He climbed out of the boat, put his feet on top of the water, and began to walk. How do you go from being so terrible to so beautiful?
It's a talent.
The other disciples looked on as Peter walked across the water. I bet they could hardly believe what they were seeing, but then something happened. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me!" Jesus immediately reached out his hand and took hold of him, saying, "Oh, you of little faith, why do you doubt?"
Yeah! Woo! He's got him! He's safe! The Cardinals win! The Cardinals win!
Please give it up for the world-famous opera singer, Fernando Luigi Mercado IV.
All right, it's a pleasure.
Thanks for your help.
No problem. Goodbye! 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 Oh, wait, how do I get out of this labyrinth?
Thanks for watching the King Julian Show. I'm King Julian, and until next time, good night.
Oi, is this where the exit is?
Oh my goodness.